The Minecraft 1.19 Wild update is here, and I'm sure you wanna know all about what was added, so let's get right into exploring all the new stuff, starting from the new biome called the Mangrove Swamp. This is a brand new biome that usually generates near the jungle or desert. Mangrove Swamp also brought us a new wood type, the Mangrove Tree. That means we got new blocks like mangrove logs, planks, leaves and all the other stuff that you can craft from the wood planks. With the Mangrove Tree we also got mangrove roots, which makes this new tree type more unique looking. Under the leaves we can find these little things called mangrove propagaulae, which are basically like saplings. You can also just bone meal the leaves to get some more of them. Placing it down and using bone meal, it grows into a mangrove tree, but this sapling also works in the water. And if you haven't already noticed, then there is a new block underneath me, which is the mud. This can be only found in the mangrove swamps, or you can create the mud blocks yourself by using a water bottle on dirt, coarse dirt or rooted dirt. Placing water straight from a bucket does nothing, so that's good. But the mud can be dried up by placing it on top of a block that has the dripstone under it. This will drain the mud block and turn it into clay. I also noticed that when you walk on mud, you are sinking down a little bit, but it doesn't slow you down like soul sand. Putting together mud and mangrove roots gives you the muddy mangrove roots. Then there is also a new block called packed mud that can be crafted from one mud and one wheat. 4 of them can be crafted into mud bricks, which open up the crafting for mud brick slabs, stairs and walls. The new biome introduced us to a new cute mob, frog. Frogs come in 3 different colors and they can be found all around swamps and mangrove swamps. They can jump up to 8 blocks high, swim in water and slowly walk on land. Feeding 2 frogs with slime balls causes them to breed, and then they leave a frog spawn in the nearest water, similar to the turtles, but you can't pick up the frog spawn. It then hatches into tadpoles and takes around 20 minutes until it grows up into a frog. Tadpoles can be picked up with a water bucket and they don't stay alive on the ground, so don't drop them. But quickly coming back to the frog colors, these are actually predictable. Frog example, for a green frog to spawn, you need a frog to lay down their eggs in one of the cold biomes. To get the white frog, you then need a frog egg in the warmer biomes. And for the orange frog, you need it to happen in all the other biomes. Now you may ask, is there even a point in getting different colored frogs? And yes, there is. Frogs can eat small slimes and magma cubes. But after eating a magma cube, it drops a frog light. And depending on what color the frog is, that colored frog light will drop. So as you can see, the color is quite important. But now moving deep underground, where we can find another new biome called the Deep Dark. This biome is often covered with a new block called Skulk, Skulk Catalyst, Skulk Screaker and Skulk Sensor. But these are here for a reason, and not for a good reason. The Skulk Screaker has 4 levels. Each time you make any type of noise, the level will increase by 1, and it will give you a darkness effect for 12 seconds. When it reaches the 4th level, it will spawn a new mob called Warden, but we are going to talk about him a bit later on. But if there is already a Warden in a 48 block radius, then it won't spawn a new one. And making no noise for 10 minutes will bring the Skulk Screaker level down by 1 level. The Skulk Sensor on the other hand detects vibrations in a 9 block radius around it. And if a noisy vibration is caused by the player, the Skulk Sensor will pass it on to the nearby Skulk Screakers, whose level will then increase. The Skulk Sensor is actually a really cool addition to the game, because you can use it to make wireless redstone. Skulk Catalyst is another new block that will spread the Skulk block if a mob dies within 8 blocks radius. There is also a chance that the Skulk Sensor or a Skulk Screaker will spawn, but the chances of that are not very high. And we also got a new structure called the Ancient City. It's a fairly large structure that stretches through the Deep Dark biome and can be found at Y level -52. The Ancient City has many long corridors and wool or carpet on the floor, which prevents you from making any noise. The Ancient City has multiple chests laying around and has a unique loot that you can only get from there. For example, the disc fragments. You need to collect 9 of them to be able to craft the music disc file. And here is what it sounds like. Then you can find the echo shards, and when combining 8 of those with a compass, you can get the recovery compass. This will lead you back to the position where you last died, so you can get all of your stuff back. This is really useful, unless you are playing in the hardcore mode. And the last cool item you can get from the Ancient City is the Swift Sneak enchantment book. This can be applied to your leggings and it allows you to sneak faster. And the maximum level 3 of the Swift Sneak makes you sneak at 75% of the walking speed. Comparing this to the old sneaking speed reveals a pretty big difference, so I really like this new enchantment. And of course the loot chest in the Ancient City will contain some of the regular loot items as well. Going inside the middle area of the Ancient City, you can find some pretty cool redstone systems, like this one here, which will open 2 doors. There are more, but I will leave the rest for you to explore yourself. In the center of the city, there is a frame made out of reinforced deep slate blocks. These blocks can't be picked up with silk touch, you can't push them with pistons, and they won't break even from the strongest explosions. So it is a really mysterious and strong block. Maybe there will be a secret update which gives it a good use, but as of right now it is only a decoration block. But now let's talk about the protector of the Ancient City, the Warden. This is the new mob that will spawn when you trigger the Skulk Streaker 4 times. Warden is by far the strongest mob in the game. For example, the Ender Dragon has a total of 200 health points, but the Warden has a total of 500 health points. It is actually ridiculous how strong the Warden is. And attacking wise, you don't even wanna know. Even if you have a full netherite armor, you can still get one hit killed by him. But the good part is that Warden is actually blind. That means he can only locate you if you make any type of noise. So when the Warden is spawned, you better be quiet. But there are 3 more cool items that were added into the game. First one is a boat with a chest, which actually is pretty cool, because now you can transport items with a boat. Crafting is really easy, just place the chest above the boat and there you have it. And the next item added is the goat horn. It is obtainable when a goat rams a tree or any other block. Using the goat horn you can make 8 different sounds, which you can hear right now. And the last new thing in the update is actually another mob, but this time from the mob vote, the Ally. Allies can be found in the pillager outpost trapped inside the wooden cages. In one cage you have a chance to find 1 to 3 allies. The other place where you can find them is the Woodland Mansion cells. There you also have a chance to find 1 to 3 allies. When giving ally an item, he is going to search the same dropped items up to 32 blocks away from the player and delivering everything he finds to you. The maximum items an ally can hold is 1 stack. When clicking with an empty hand, it removes the items from his hand and he stays within a 64 block radius from the player. So he is close by when you want to give him another task. But my task right now is to end this video. Thanks for watching, see ya!